And as Senate Republicans work with Democrats on the Phase 3 coronavirus stimulus bill, there's been a lot of talk about stipends and whom the bill will affect the most. One America's John Hines spoke with GOP Senator Mike Braun for more.
I'm here with Senator Mike Braun of Indiana. And Senator, maybe you can fill us in a little bit on what's going on now. I know that the Republicans have announced for lack of a better word, a Phase 3 of the coronavirus package. What seems to be happening now?
And in this case, I think there's going to be more commonality than there is going to be opposing views. Urgency is important. Making sure this gets to Main Street for the hardworking individuals that have been dislocated from their jobs and the small businesses that are up to half of the jobs in this country.
You mentioned small businesses. One reason I want to talk to you is because your previous life, before you were in the Senate, you were a small business owner. I think it was actually a pretty large business, but compared to General Motors.
Over many years, it went from being very, very small. I had 15 employees for 17 years, and it all took off in the late 90s. And now 3 of my 4 kids, along with a great young executive team, run the business.
How many employees?
We've got nearly 1,000 employees.
So that's a big small business.
It is. It's split into 2 entities, which ironically kind of straddle that 500 employee size, which is the definition. Above it, you're considered a larger business. 500 and fewer, a small business.
So knowing what you know, having been the owner of a small business, run a small, not so small business, what is it that you would want to see in this package that you want to see emerge for your...
Okay, so it's got to be quick. There are certain businesses that have been literally shut down by the restrictions government has imposed on them. Restaurants, hospitality, any of the businesses that deal with entertainment in many cases.
It sounds to me like 1.3 trillion, what I'm getting is that there is something in here for small business. I think a lot of Republicans want to target small business.
Yeah.
What are you hearing about what they're doing?
Well, so there's going to be some form of direct payment to individuals. The amount out there right now is like $1,200 an individual, $2,400 for husband and wife.
And that depends on income, I'm gathering, right?
It phases out after 75 grand and 150 into where it, I think, completely disappears at 99,000. That's part of what we'll all have to get comfortable with. I would have been a little more interested in money targeted to the people that have been displaced. Since we want to err on the side of being more impactful, that it'll be some component of everything we've mentioned. I think there's going to be a lot of common ground among Democrats and Republicans. Focus on workers, focus on small businesses, and then the rest of it will get fleshed out.
A difference, I suppose, I've heard from some of your Republican colleagues is this is not bailing out the banking industry, which made a lot of bad loans and it was a deliberative act.
This was the healthiest economy that I've ever been a part of until about 2 weeks ago. Imagine if this was done in a time where the economy was struggling. Then this would be a much greater proportion. And right now, we've got a plan in place. I think we need to pay attention to the experts, try to get that curve flattened, and
the coronavirus.
Be very careful on making sure we're disproportionately giving protection to the places most vulnerable. Nursing homes, hospitals where we'd have to care for any spike in cases. And I think we're learning from that. And my point is, here in a little over a week, we may need to, because what we've done is kind of taken a blanket shutdown of social distancing and closing of certain businesses, not really anticipating, in my mind, the ripple effect that this is going to have. That ripple effect will be plenty apparent here in 7 to 10 days.
Senator Mike Braun, Senator of Indiana, a small business owner before you came to the Senate, thank you for talking to One American News. It's good to hear from you.
You bet.
Want to see more videos like this? Click on the link below and subscribe to One American News on YouTube. And call your cable provider and kindly demand that One American News is added to your lineup. Call and subscribe today.